So please raise your hand, those who think they are perfect. Okay, thank you, people. Several hands I saw. Okay, all the rest, please raise your hand who wants to be perfect. Okay, well, such a good, healthy audience, yeah? Thank you. But me, I did. And I was a perfect child, quite obedient, straight A's at school, French classes, violin lessons, dance practice. While other kids were sneaking out and rebelling, me, I was sitting home and reading classical literature. My parents were happy and proud, I bet. This perfection paid off, and I graduated my school with honors. Both of my parents graduated from Moscow State University. It's #1 university in Russia. So I didn't have much of a choice, just to choose a department, and I decided to go to Philology 1. Since I had just A's, all I had to do, just to write a perfect essay and get admitted. 1 week later, we came to check the result, and I saw a C. Me, a person with a natural linguistic intuition, someone excellent in writing. Well, I was ruined. All I wanted to do is just run home and hide away from this disgrace, this shame and disappointment. My dad convinced me to go back, to check my mistakes and to file for an appeal. Thank you, Dad. Well, I have to say all my errors were silly, and even some of them due to illegible handwriting. Another point to think about perfection, yeah? And it was my first lessons to meet the reality and imperfection, because at the beginning, at the appeal, I was rejected, and they suggested me to come back next year. And then something unexpected happened. Instead of being good, obedient girl, I said something like, well, I don't know, I'll think about it, maybe. Me, 16 years old girl, in front of MSU professors. And it worked. A secretary ran after me, brought me back to the room, and they raised my grade. Not to a perfect A, but to a B. That led me to go forward, and if we think about numbers, it was 80% of success. And this story taught me 2 lessons. First, you have to fight until the very end. Use any chance, any opportunity. Thank you, Dad, again. And second, it wasn't my perfection that helped me that time. It was my courage. So courage, not perfection. Now, 25 years later, I still find myself sometimes struggling and longing and striving for perfection. And I was always thinking, why? Why we are just like that? Why I am like that? And here what I found, and I want to share with you. First of all, it's fear of judgment. At schools, our teachers, our adults always give us just 2 options. Right answer and wrong answer. And if you have a different opinion, you automatically wrong. Second, in earlier times, you had to be a perfect member of a tribe to help it to survive. And if you weren't, you could be excluded. That's how we learned to strive for perfection, to be accepted. Now, third, social media platforms as LinkedIn and Instagram, they show us beautiful picture of our people life, and we can take our imperfection as a personal failure. And it's not. Schools, again, schools and workplaces, they love perfectionists and they reward them. And sometimes it makes us think that success is error-free zone, but it's not. And 5, my favorite one, imperfection is unpredictable, but we love to be in control. We love the rules. And mistakes make us feel that we're not. At the same time, psychological research shows us that this chase of perfection can end up with depression, deception, and burning out. On the other side, if we take that good enough is truly good enough, can make us much more productive, effective, and much, much more happier. So maybe in this case, 80% it's not even good enough, but better. I'm definitely sure you've heard about Pareto principle, when just 20% of your efforts give you 80% of all your results. So if it's true, why we to obsess so much about next 20%? Maybe we can save ourselves, we can save our energy. And okay, we're in the middle of Silicon Valley, the paradise of entrepreneurs and startups. Let's look at these two kinds of entrepreneurs. One of them is launching his project whenever it's ready, maybe even 50% ready, and adjust it along the way. The other one is waiting for the perfection until every detail is flawless. He's carrying the project like his own baby. Who do you think will succeed faster? Who is for the first one? Yeah, thank you. And for the second one? Yeah, I know, Elena, it was you. Yeah, thank you. Well, the answer is obvious. Of course, while one is perfection, another one is moving, learning, and growing. During my startup academy in Skolkovo, it's a business school in Russia, I've heard one phrase that at the beginning shocked me, and then, well, as an entrepreneur, I want to make it my own credo. If you launch the product that you're not ashamed of, then you launched it too late. Yeah, funny. But we know a lot of startups that were born in the garage or as a small online shop, and now they are giant, they are champion in the industry. Well, look where we are now. Again, the garage, two Stanford University students, just research work at the beginning. And if you know want to know the rest of the story, just Google it. And let's have a look at the creative industry. Musicians upload their raw demo versions. Artists show their unfinished work. Writers post their drafts. And they all who are really resonate with the audience, because we are no longer searching for the ideal. We're searching for the truth. But easier said than done. Talking about the ideal, what Greek statues, medieval frescoes, and Instagram have in common? They all reflect the ideal of their time. Ancient Greek believed that perfect body was a reflection of the perfect soul. In Middle Age, the physical beauty was rejected, the virtue was more important than appearance. During the Renaissance, the symbol of ideal was harmony. And 20th century, it was success. And today, the ideal no longer exists. You can do whatever you want. You can work at Wall Street. You can go to Bali and surf the waves. And you can be taken as a successful person with the ideal life. So, we live in a world where imperfection is the new norm. And isn't it great? Look at the brand today. Which one would you believe more? For example, the brand with the perfect, polished, sleek advertising like Chanel or Dior, or another one like Balenciaga with this sloopy, not glamorous, really unpolished shots. And even though we know it's a game, we know that's a huge work of the whole team behind the shot. They're playing with us, but we like it because it's human. Businesses more and more are embracing the imperfection. And that's how they can win today. For example, in Russia, we have a delivery giant called Samokat. And sometimes, if they are late, they can send you this kind of push notification with a very honest tone of voice. And I don't know, do you have something like that in US with Uber Eats or... Yeah, you do? That's great. Yeah, thank you. Because it's really, that's human, and that's how business can win in this reality. And you know what? It's because of pratfall effect. Do you know it? I'll tell you a little bit. American psychologist Elliot Aronson found out that we trust much more the people who can make small mistakes. They can spill the coffee on their jacket. They can forget for the moment what they were saying. And we sympathize them. We trust them because we understand that could be us. We could be on their place. They're real. And we distrust the flawless people, ideal people. And because it's feel fake, because new awesome, it's not being flawless, glamorous, and picture perfect. It's quite the opposite. New awesome is being flawsome, real, unfiltered, and imperfect. And another reason, a last one for today, why perfection is so yesterday, is the speed of the knowledge. We hear all around that AI will beat us. Machines are really great in perfection, but we humans are better at improvisation, intuition, creative problem solving. So then why to compete in perfection if we can make our imperfection our superpower and learn from it? So let's remember that 80% is the new perfect. Let's start before we're ready. And well, let's show up us as we are. Now I'm teach entrepreneurs and executive public presentation skills. And I always start with, please don't try to be perfect on stage, because it won't let you be open, free, and charismatic to your audience. And usually I hear something like, well, I don't like how my voice sounds on the records. Well, I don't like how I look on the video. Does it sound familiar to you? Do you like the sound of your own voice? But is it really bad? No, not at all. It's just different of what you imagined. Or maybe it's just not yet the 100% of what you're capable of. But for somebody, it can be a barrier to come here and stand in the spotlight. But that's a shame. That's a real shame, because it shouldn't stop you. How can you get 100% if you even didn't try? And was I really perfect with my English today? Of course I wasn't. I bet I wasn't. But did I do my 80%? Yes, I did. Because please remember, courage, not perfection. Thank you.